British Airways Airbus 380 for our mission together. Thanks for getting us some problems. I'd like to say all the doors are closed up 10 minutes ahead of schedule. Many of you, in fact the majority of you, have got connecting flights onwards. Being one more partners to those places in and around our network. In the meantime, just a relaxed, comfortable and looking forward.
Okay, so we're in the car heading to the hotel, which is in Ghent, which should be next to the gym. We're gonna eat again, and then rest before do the camp, which is basically gonna be me training hard, how I usually do. Gonna answer their questions while I do that, and then answer Q&As with them, take some pictures with them, and sign posters, etc. So should be a good day. Rest time. I just go when I feel I've recovered. I don't check out time. When I feel like I can go for the next set, I go for it.
Yeah. Come on. Yeah. Yeah, come on. Yes. Up.
Hey!
Yes.
I warm up with the higher reps, and then when I get to a certain weight that I know is challenging me, like 50s, I stay there for a little while. So as I've done that set, I've done the 60 twice. So what I'm aiming for is to get those heavy sets. Those are the ones that I feel will add to my strength and add to my growth, the heavy sets. So that's the 50s and the 60 that I've done for 4 sets now. I go up and then I pyramid back down most of the time. I find if you do them right and work your way up to a weight that you can handle, you should be fine. I think when people avoid using it, it's because they're trying to go heavy and they strain, pull muscles in their neck and all sorts. For me, I start light and just work my way up. And I feel that if you're doing behind the leg presses, the movement needs to be controlled. Like you can't mess around, you know, like you can mess around with other like a pull down, you might be able to add a little swing and things like that. I don't think you mess around when you're doing behind the leg presses. So my advice is keep it light, keep it controlled, and just get the full range. And squat, last one. I always check for my obliques. If I can't see my obliques prominently, I need to tweak my diet. If I can, I'm fine. And that's how, just for me personally, that's how I go about keeping everything balanced. You know, I don't back it down. But that's not me saying that you shouldn't. This is the condition I stay in year round, and I'm able to manage that because of the experience that I'm at now. Everything's set. So, but if you're still trying to find, you know, a balance or find where you want to, if you're still, you know, set on a certain goal, etc., then you need to make sure you hit that goal and do that the best way you can, and that's, you know, keeping track of things, you know. So. The heaviest squat I've done is 275 kilos.
Okay.
The heaviest deadlift, 6.5 plates, so 280.
280.
Yeah. Or is it 285? Yeah, 280, I think. And then bench. See now, with bench, I was able to do 5 plates before, but I never ever tried it. This was like years ago. I never tried it without a spot, so I wouldn't claim that way. I would say, so then if I deduct, I'll say 4.5. Like these days, I do 4 or 4 and a 5, 4 plates and a 5. So we're talking 190. You know, like I can pull that off normally every week. But yeah, there was a time when I did the 5, and I think if I train towards it, I could probably do 5 again. I train towards it. But
1 rep or
1 rep, 5. Yeah. But if for those kind of lifts, if you're really trying to see your max, you have to be consistent with it. Now for me, bench press one day could be flat bench press with a barbell, and then sometimes I'll go to dumbbell as the first exercise. If you're gonna try and increase that 1 rep max, you need to keep every week bench press, every week bench press, and you need to do all the other exercises that contribute to bench press. You know, so like when I did that 280 deadlift, it was a while back when I was doing a deadlift comp at my gym. And so I trained for that, and it was going up, going up, going up. If I continued, I'd probably got the 300, you know, the 300 kilos. But now I do deadlift on my back sessions, but it's just another part of my back day. It's not, you know, me trying to get the weight up. I mean, there were days when I was chasing max lifts on everything. And now I like to hit a certain amount, a certain weight, to know that my power's still there, but but everything's more building on a whole as opposed to specific, you know, lifts. It's just the exercises you've seen today. Like normally, say for example, if I was to start my first, like you know when I told you about the compound lifts I start with, today I did shoulder press sitting down. It could be military press standing, you know, but it just happens to be today. Although I do most of my lat raises and my front raises, I like to sit down just so I can go heavy. I can go extra heavy when sitting down. Sometimes I'll do the first few sets standing, but the heavy sets I prefer to sit down. Just a preference. Also, when I did, when I made that change to do legs twice a week, the power on the legs went down a little bit because of the less recovery time. So it's choosing your priorities. My priorities at the moment is the growth, not necessarily the strength when it comes to legs. So you know, I'm hitting them twice a week, so then I'm not getting that recovery to really go for that big lift on the Sundays when I do my big lift and squats. And I've always shrugged heavy in the same tempo and style that you just saw. You know, people have their own ways of doing it. Some people do it nice and slow, use lightweight. You like to hold it at the top. Some people roll their shoulders, which I wouldn't advise. Just my opinion, I just don't think you should roll your shoulders at all. But my way is what you're seeing now. That tempo is the tempo I've always done. And I like to go as heavy as I can. For me, mine are quite light, so they don't stand out. But I have seen where stretch marks can be, you know, red raw, and for some people not visually appealing, you know. But for me, I don't do anything with mine. They're not a negative thing for me. So. Okay, let me explain how that all took off. For me, I'll tell you my history. I started training at the age of 16, and at that point, I think I was going to college, and it was at home, you know. So I started off with just a dumbbell. I remember walking through college, and I saw this guy that was big and ripped, and you know, I was fascinated. I was like, "How'd you get that?" And he basically said, "You know, I train at home." And I think it was either that day or the day after, I went to local shops, bought. You know those dumbbells that have the cement inside? I bought those, and then I had my first session, and I loved it. You know, I had my music blaring, I was standing in front of the mirror, and I was just doing some bicycle curls and some shoulder presses, and I loved the feeling. And I was like, this feels great. And at that point, I was just doing bicep curls, shoulder presses, press ups. You know the things that you can do at home. I did that for a short while, and my older brother used to, you know, tease me and say, you're skinny, like, you know. And his friend came around one day after I'd been training for a little while, and he's like, your brother's, you know, he's getting big. And then when I had that realization that, you know, it wasn't just an exciting, enjoyable thing that I was doing, it actually had an impact on growth. Because I literally, after hearing that comment, that feedback from him, I looked in the mirror and thought, okay, I am growing. I hit it even harder, So I trained for a good few years, and I did the regular things that people do. I went to college, I went to uni, I was studying, at that time, jewelry design, which people don't know. I was doing a degree in jewelry design. But then I felt, because most of the subjects I did when I was like a kid were all design, very creative, like my website and all that stuff, all my programs of design and everything. So that was what I was studying, but I felt that I wanted to be more involved in the fitness, because I was loving doing the fitness, which I was just doing on the side at home. So I actually left and went to become a personal trainer. So I was a personal trainer for 2-3 years, but then I had the little battle of, although I enjoyed personal training and I enjoyed being in the gym, I felt like I wasn't, you know, using the skills that I'd learned in school and college, you know. So I just had a complete change of career and went into finance. So I started studying to be an accountant. I got a job as a training accountant in an accountancy firm, and then I got a job working finance for schools. So I was doing that for, you know, 2 to 3 years, but still training. See, I think someone else asked me something about can you achieve like a physique like this when, I think it was you said that when you have lots of other stuff to do. I had other stuff to do. I was working my 9 to 5 and training. It was literally, I'll go to work, do my 9 to 5. As soon as I finish, I'll go straight to the gym, after the gym, and I was still studying accountancy, so I'll go home, study my accountancy, and then I had my free time. So you could always fit it in. Even back when I was going to uni, I was going to uni Monday to Friday. And then I was working on the weekends as a bouncer, doorman at the nightclub. So literally, if you can imagine, I'm studying Monday to Friday, working weekends, and I still train. Because training is something I really enjoy, it's something that I wanted to do. So with those that say, you know, some of the things I get is, you know, I don't have the time like you do, I don't have this. My whole physique was built through doing the things that everyone else did. The same college, the same uni, same 9 to 5. If you want to do it, you will do it. You know, when you guys go to the gym and you see people training, everyone comes from all sorts of backgrounds. You've got lawyers, doctors, firemen, you know, everyone has a job, you know. And yes, some people, their whole life and business is fitness. Mine is now, but that doesn't mean that I suddenly woke up with muscles and had a business fall into my lap. No, in respect to business side, I've only been doing that 2 years, but I've been training 13. You know, so that means 11 years was just building my body and physique. It's not I've had all this, you know, because people think you have all the time in the world, and they also think that you spend your whole life in the gym. No, you saw my session just now. That's my session. That's the training done. I go after that. The rest of the day is mine to do work on my business or do whatever else I need. When I was doing my 9 to 5, it would be that hour and a half, and then, you know, that's what it takes a day, you know. So in respect to building a career out of it, while doing my 9 to 5, I felt that I had all this experience from the personal training,
Yeah.
all the experience from the years of training that I had, and I felt I wasn't able to share it anymore because I wasn't doing the personal training. So I wrote my ebooks, I launched a Facebook page, and I designed and launched my website. And I wrote some blogs on just giving information on the stuff that I knew, you know. So I dispelled a few myths, you know, like we've got the myths. Well, you know, ladies wanting to build a bigger bum and stuff. Like there's so much stuff flying around, they don't know like the truth, you know. So I did a blog on that. I did a blog on abs, the fact that you get people in the gym that haven't yet dropped their body fat that are training abs every day, which is not necessarily a complete waste of time, but it's the fact that they're never going to see them unless So I just tried to give information on the things that I knew about, and literally from doing that, the following started to grow. There was no, you know, magic or secret to it. It was just I put those blogs out, people enjoyed reading them, and people started to follow, you know, and then it just grew and grew, and then I started to do these seminars, you know, around the world. So far, like literally, these seminars have taken me from one side of the world to the other. I've done them in Australia, I've done them in India, Kuwait, all over, absolutely. And I don't know if you guys have seen that the ones that are coming up, it's everywhere, you know, all over the States, and it's been great in terms of being able to motivate people, and the feedback that I get just gives me a great buzz, you know. Like I think I was writing some answers to some interview questions for some magazines recently, and one of the questions was, what do you get most satisfaction from? What's been your biggest achievement? And then obviously people are expecting to hear things like, you won this show, or won this, like I won Muscleman in Europe. Things like this are amazing for me because I'm impacting lives, which you can't beat that, you know. Nothing else is going to beat that, and I just want to do more of that. And the more of these I do, the more my name or following grows, the more opportunity I've got to interact with people and just build passion for training. You know, I love that. When I hear someone talk to me and they have that passion, I get excited because that's what I've got, you know. So.
Do you cook the day itself?
I cook the day itself. I mean, like, I've tried to do the preparation, but then I just end up eating all like too soon. So for me, meal prep. When I was doing my 9 to 5, I did do that because I had to, you know, because I'm going to be at work, so I need to have my meal set. So, but now when I don't have to do a 9 to 5. I don't have to go into an office, so I don't. I just cook when I need to eat. But yeah, when I had to, you know, be at a job for a certain time, yeah, my meals were set, all set. So.
Do you have a favorite muscle group?
Favorite muscle group, legs and back. Leg sessions are just the best ever. You know, I love legs.
It's so weird.
Like if I could have quicker recovery, I'll do legs 3 times a week if I could. You know, I love leg sessions. Leg sessions are the best. It's just it's where you get to put the most effort, the most aggression. Like everyone knows, leg days are just killer. So yeah, I love leg days. I love leg days and back. Back days are good, but yeah, legs is my favorite. Well, I'd say most of it is pretty much the same. I'm still looking for a great balanced physique. I'm looking for mass, symmetry. I'm looking for definition. When you said it's more, what was the term you used? More gap. That's routine, but that's really not your whole mark. Like that's because Musclemania wants to be more of a show as well. But where the judges are concerned, the majority of your marks still comes from your physique. The pageantry or the show, you get marked for that, but it's still about your physique. You know, you're like the majority of your mark is going to be your physique, and then you know you get marked for your posing, you know, which can be, and Musclemania shows, which I actually think is great. They try to make it real showy, and it's actually enjoyable for the crowd to watch. You know, like I've been to several shows, and it's the one in Vegas that's coming up. It's got maybe 500 to 600 competitors, and it's a show. It's Vegas. It's going to be a big show. It's good to watch. But the majority of your mark is still straight down to your symmetry, your mass, your definition, and yeah. Okay, thank you guys. That was great to talk with you, great to be here, great to train in front of you and show you exactly what I do. I mean, you see videos and stuff, but it doesn't, you don't get to see it like that. So, you know, this has been amazing and glad to have met you all.